Hey man, welcome backstage. It is wet, it is cold, and you guys are about to jump on stage, man, here at Fiddler's Green, Denver, Colorado. My man Munky, thanks for taking the time to come out and talk to us, man.
Thanks
First and foremost, how you feeling about addressing this weather tonight, man?
I mean, I'm just happy everybody stayed. I heard everybody's still there, so yeah. It's all good.
Hey, I was out there just now in it. Everybody's just all about the energy, and dude, I can't wait till you guys get on stage. It erupted. We've been talking about it on the radio as well. And you guys, let's talk a little bit about last time you were through here. We had a tornado.
Yeah, that's right. Everybody had to leave the venue, and everybody came back, and it was kind of weird because there's that ominous kind of feeling. Yeah. When there's that.
Well, and that one was actually in this moment couldn't play on that particular show.
That's right.
But I remember when you guys came out, man, you crushed that night. It was awesome. So it worked out fantastic, man.
Nice.
So tell me a little bit about, after all these years, and I'll set this up. This is really interesting, man. You guys are the only band, if you recall, back in like '95, you guys were coming through Denver, right? And you were doing 2 nights at the Ogden. So my old radio station, we didn't have digital recording equipment back then. So I came in early, right? And I recorded a full hour. Remember Pancake, like reel-to-reel machines?
Yeah.
And I recorded a whole hour of music, commercials, all this stuff, dude.
That's cool.
And I came to the Ogden and saw you guys in my 11 o'clock hour, man. You guys changed.
That's got that rounded front stage, right?
The big pancake. Yeah, exactly. Oh, and the Ogden with the front looks like an old theater.
That's right. That's right.
And you guys crushed 2 nights there, man. And it was right when you guys first kicked off. And, I was talking to a couple other people. We played you guys over 50,000 times. So your fan base here is enormous. It's huge. So, hey, how's it feel to be back in Denver, back on the road, having new music for the fans?
I mean, coming back to Denver always feels like it's, like a second home for us because I remember you guys were one of the first people to play Korn.
Yeah, most definitely.
Because nobody wanted to play Korn. It was like, it's too heavy. Right. But you guys played it, and that really jump-started stuff and kept some hardcore fans and followers for us for so many years.
When you look at the years that you guys have been doing this,
it's crazy.
You're still bringing massive crowds, smashing it, your energy on stage as live as it's ever been. Did you ever think it would last that long?
No, not at the rate we were living.
Yeah.
Which was super fast.
Yeah.
It was all about the party. But I think we have, families and let's think about putting on another great show tomorrow. So and being healthy because we got children and but that's why we're so in tune with staying healthy and just a different lifestyle now that is going to sustain us because we've been given this gift by the fans and by people like you that continue to play our music that just keeps re-inspiring us, and we want to leave a legacy. We want to be around to see what sort of an impact our music leaves on people.
Well, 30 years, when you think 3 decades, basically, you guys are in it now.
It's crazy.
Isn't that nuts to even fathom when you guys are first
coming on the scene? If I look back, I started I need a nap because I'm just like, wow, that's a long run, man. But it's really a 1 in a billion sort of circumstances, just crazy.
And as you look at Serenity of the Suffering and some of your new music, it's as heavy and as hard and as fresh as it's ever been, man. And to us fans on this side of it, right, we freaking love it. We appreciate it. We're so glad to hear it.
Good, man.
Let's talk a little bit about some life stuff, man. I know the death of Chester meant a lot to you, man. So
it was really hard. It's still hard for us.
It's
hard to process. It's hard to fathom. It's hard to get around it. But you have to sort of look at it in a serious way so that shit doesn't happen again. So that is dealt with, so that people feel like they have someone to speak to and talk to. So that's not an option for them.
Right.
But it's a difficult situation, either way you slice it, especially for his family. The fans too, and as well as Chris Cornell, his family.
Oh man.
Number one, and then the fans, and then of course the band, because that's a second family. So there's many tiers to that, and dealing with it. But having lost both of my parents, I understand the process that grieving you go through many stages. I mean, you can look up on the internet. There's 7 steps of grief, And first is denial, and then you get angry, and then you're sad, and then all of these sort of these steps you kind of have to go through. And I guess I just feel sad now. For the first few weeks, I think we're all in denial and mad that this had to happen. But I think most of us are just, we praise his family for their strength. Really.
For sure, man. Yeah. If you thought that there was somebody out there, right, that was, a similar situation as Chester, although not as on a grandiose scale, what would be the thing you would tell them? What would be the thing that advice that in your wisdom and experience through the years you might be able to pass on to somebody that's just on that edge?
I would say try to find somebody that you trust, and even if it's, you don't have to indulge all of your problems all at once, but whatever the circumstance is at the moment, if you can let somebody in a little bit to help you for just one thing to alleviate some of that stress and give you time to breathe and get you to the next day or get you the next moment, and find somebody else that you trust to share a little bit with. And even journaling, writing down some of this stuff, it helps to get it out of your head so it's not circling. I've found that writing in a journal really helps me. Even if I know nobody's going to read it, and I don't want anybody to read it, I just tear it up and later. But it helps get those thoughts out of your head, and it helps them. It feels like they've gone somewhere else, and now they don't have to live inside of your brain. And I think a lot of, the balance between mind and your soul is so delicate. And I think it helps balance that. It helps you have somewhere to go.
That's good. A good way to release it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right, 2 more questions because I know you're busy. One, how was it when Robert Trujillo's kid steps in and starts slamming bass for Fieldy and does the whole leg of the tour for you, dude?
I mean, because
how'd that come about?
Well, we did. I went to his house. I went to Robert's house, and Chloe and Robert and the kids. There's such a nice family, very generous. Invite us in. Me and my wife, and my son went over to their house, and I just wanted to see how close he is to. I was a little I'm not sure if this is gonna work. When we started to jam at about 30 seconds into we were playing Right Now.
Yeah.
And he was just I looked over at my wife. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
This kid's beyond talent. It's going to be fine. We're going to be fine. So we went through the rest of the songs that we're going to do on the tour.
Yeah.
And we just had fun. I corrected a little bit, maybe 5% of the songs, and, little things that Fieldy, kind of does here and there that are characteristics that it needs to be in the song. But I mean, he had it nailed, and his dad was so proud of him too. And then that first night, seeing his dad, his dad's over there teching, let's change your shirt, let's get you ready, let's stretch, it's 2 hours before the show, Tye, so you got to eat,
right.
He's just doing the things that he does, he's showing him,
but
he's up here, on that big time list.
When that first show comes out and they see him, he's 12,
and they knew, they knew it was going down.
They had the audience response. And
oh my God!
You guys had to be laughing and
It was awesome. It was awesome. We didn't. We had one rehearsal. Basically, it was a sound check in Anaheim. We did a couple of shows down there, and he drove down from his house, and his mom drove him. And then she let him jump up on stage, and we did a couple of the more difficult songs, but then that was it. We didn't play the whole set together as a band, so he was just him jamming the songs, and I videotaped some sections for him to kind of study at home, and he just killed it, man. He's just like his dad. He's disciplined, and he's a pro, and he's humble. Those are the 3 things that family carries, and that's...
Yeah, man, that's pretty badass for sure.
Cool, man.
All right, now, tell me about Black is the Soul, man. So, tell me what that song means to you guys. Tell me what it means as a band, going through all the genres that you guys have been through, the steps, the changes, the dynamic influences you guys had and you used in your music, and now here we are, present day.
I mean, I don't think it's that far off of what we do and how we write songs. The song content, you know, it's still a very heavy melodic sort of approach to the way we write songs. We want to sort of paint songs in a light and dark. You know, we want it to be uplifting, and then we want it to. It depends on with the listener, and that comes with age. You know, kind of looking at songwriting as like, what do I want the listener to? How do I want them to feel? I have the instrument. I can choose the notes that's going to take the listener up and down, depending on which notes I choose. But that particular song, the verses feel very dark and kind of spooky, but then the choruses kind of lift up and sort of a hopeful feeling of, you know, a light at the end of the tunnel. And then in the middle, we just kind of wanted to get funky with it and do a kind of back and forth head and eye exchange, a call and answer. And the same with the lyrics. I think Jonathan's reflecting on some of his experiences personally, and it's a classic Korn sort of combination.
Yeah, it does, man.
You know,
it does.
Of that magic that we have when we get in a room and write songs. It's still a lot of fun.
Well, hey, look at every time it's been played in this market, it's been played on our morning show.
Cool, man.
Because we've been sticking it in.
Cool.
All right, look, Willie B, Munky D, I wish you all the success in the world. You guys have been so humble. You've been so great. Every time you come through, man, it is awesome to see you guys.
Hey, last time we did this live thing, right?
Yeah,
it was in the dressing room.
live stream, bro. Yeah,
that's right.
Crushed, man.
Okay.
And you guys are just badass, man. We love you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks for everything.
Thanks
bro.
for all the
Everything.
support.
All right.
Much love, bro.
Thank you, man.